This Week 10 NFL Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by MyBookie.ag. Right now, to honor football, MyBookie is offering up to $1,000 in free bets using the promo code SGP. That's right, $1,000 in bonus bets on your first deposit when you use the promo code SGP. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. We're also brought to you by Ace Per Head. Ace is the leader in pay-per-head providers, and they make it super easy to start your own sportsbook. Plus, Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by ExpressVPN. Looking to protect your online activity? Hide your location to avoid local blackouts? Check out ExpressVPN, where you can get 3 months free at expressvpn.com/SGP. That's expressvpn.com/SGP. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's up, K-Dog?
College basketball season is here, Sean.
Oh, wow. Going all in. Just finding that next that next area for you to be cursed in the sports watching season.
As they say, survive in advance. Survive in advance.
Giants were up 9-3, ready to pull off a stunning upset against the Dallas Cowboys, and all of a sudden the cat runs out. Now the Cowboys are embracing the cat, printing out T-shirts of the cat. Daniel Jones, rookie season, possibly cursed by the cat. Ryan,
I'm not buying it.
The
I
cat?
am not buying Rain Dakota Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott being into pussy.
Oh.
See where I went there, Sean? Just not buying it.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know. The cat. It's just it's another one of those seasons. The good news is, guess who gets the focus on winning cold hard cash?
So you're officially resigning the 2019 NFL season for the Giants, moving on to just locking in on the gambling season.
I would say, barring maybe one more back against the wall game.
All right, let me get the.
Well, I mean, after they beat the Jets, I might get excited.
Yeah, no! Congratulations to the New York Giants. They have now lost the most games since 2017.
Really?
Edging out the Cleveland Browns, who had a 1-15 season included in there.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, there you go.
They're doing something right.
The Pat Shurmur era, well underway.
Rebuilding since 2012.
Every once in a while in the games, they cut to Eli, and I'm like, oh, man. He looks like he's about to do a B&E. Like, he's just got he's very unshaven. He's got a skull cap. He's got like a beanie on. He looks like a guy who'd be hanging outside of a Wawa, like asking for a couple bucks for a pack of smokes.
He is enjoying the shit out of this.
Is he?
I think so. I think so. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if Daniel Jones comes in and just shreds through and through, then it's like, oh, man, bad luck. But it outside of those first couple games and the occasion, like the fact that Daniel Jones can run the ball, there's a lot of the same things going on. Short passes, 3rd and 15, 4-yard out route, bam.
And I mean, as a guy
Saquon Barkley still not touching the ball enough.
Well, Ryan. And if you listen to the daily fantasy podcast that we put out on Monday, which we taped before the Monday night game, I was giving a shout out to the presenting sponsor by Bookie.ag and mentioned that you can customize your own props, and even threw out, hey, what if you think that Saquon Barkley will somehow rush for less than 35 yards? I threw that out there as a sample prediction. I posted it on Twitter and
what did it pay?
I didn't actually look it up because it was just such a crazy hypothetical. It may have broken the prop creator over at mybookie.ag, but it had to have been like, what, 20-1? Because I remember when I had Royce Freeman running for 1,000 or 100 yards. That was plus 1,000.
Yeah.
So Saquon being held to 28 yards. If you had under 29 yards, that's 20-1, right? At least.
I would say probably maybe they 10-1. You think it's 20-1? Regardless, it's a nice payday.
Yeah,
it's a nice payday. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, Ryan?
You know what the worst part is? I work with some Cowboys fans who just they're.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
It's the picture, like millennial hipster nerd. That's the picture. They don't say a goddamn word. I'm walking down a hallway this morning. Hey, what's up? How about those Cowboys? Sean,
how about those Cowboys?
There was almost, speaking of B&E, there was almost a assault and battery in the office place.
Oh, no. What happened, Ryan?
No, I just gave him a stern look. He scurried off into a corner like a little mouse.
Oh, all right. Well,
I mean, look at me right now, Sean. You're going to, again, walking down the street, I'm not the first guy you're fucking with.
I agree, Ryan, and I thought I was giving out that same energy, but I had a little run-in with people over at, two people over at Walgreens.
What day is this, Sean?
Okay, I'll take you through. It's Monday. Before I came over to tape the DFS podcast, I gotten a slip on my door. The FedEx we weren't home. They left a door tag.
Nothing worse than that.
Now
I got to do work.
Quick sidebar. UPS, if you sign up for their thing, they'll send you an email so you at least know, hey, it's coming. I can leave a note for the guy to drop it off somewhere, sign off ahead of time, whatever. FedEx just left me a slip, and now they partnered up with Walgreens, so you got to go to Walgreens to go pick up your package. I bring the door tag over to Walgreens. First off, of course, there's no one behind the photo area where they're storing all the packages. A woman finally comes over. I give her the door tag. She spends good 5-10 minutes looking for the package.
Not trained, obviously.
I say, is there a chance it's still on the truck? Because I just got this like 2 hours ago. Maybe they haven't come back to drop it off. She looks at me like I'm speaking another language. Then a guy
probably were.
Then a guy comes over. He scans the door tag, has the tracking number, looks it up, and goes, "Yeah, sorry about that. You have to come back after 4:00, and then your package will be here." Okay. So I go tape the podcast, come back, bring said door tag, give it to the gentleman, and I don't know if the package is for me or my wife. So I tell him both potential names as possible recipients. And I said, I don't know what it is. I don't know what, neither of us are expecting a package. Okay. He spends a good, 12 minutes just like rearranging, like he's got a fucking Tetris board back there, and just finally brings it out, and it's under my wife's name. And I'm like, okay, okay. And he's like real slowly like looking at the tag, and I'm like, okay, can I have it? He's like, well, actually, I don't know, because it's not your name. Do you have the tracking number? I'm like, no, I just have this door tag. And he's like, let me talk to my supervisor. Calls the supervisor over. She waddles over.
This requires a supervisor.
Oh, it required a supervisor. Waddles over. She's there. She explains to me, I'm sorry, the policy is you have to have a tracking number to get the package. I was here earlier, and the guy looked up the tracking number off the door tag. I go, can you just do that again? No, I'm sorry, the policy is this. I go, my wife has come here and picked up packages for me without the tracking number. And she looks at me and she goes, well, I guess I need to retrain my staff better. I'm sorry, it's policy. And I'm just getting so enraged. She leaves. I'm getting just so enraged at this guy. I made the mistake of trying to grab the package from him. To hindsight was a mistake. But the guy, I have the tag. I gave you the tag. I'm going to take the package. And I could tell it's escalating. I go, all right, so you want me to go? I go, I know how to look up the tracking number off the door tag. I'm going to go into my truck right out in the parking lot, look up the tracking number, bring it back in, and then you'll give me the package. They're like, that's the policy. You go, all right, fine. I go back into the truck, quickly look up the tracking number off the door tag, bring back my laptop. They, of course, had left the photo station. He comes, walks over, waddles over again. The motherfucker had reburied the package, spends another 5 minutes finding the package. We were just here doing this. Are you... And that's what I just said to him. I go, you realize we're on this planet for a limited amount of time. Why are you wasting both of our time?
You said that?
Yeah. I go from one guy to another. I'm just trying to get my wife's package. Why are you ruining both our day? Because here's the thing. Oh, Sean, you don't know what it's like to have a shitty job. I've had plenty of shitty jobs. Okay, I worked at Quiznos. I counted nails for a goddamn living. But if a customer came in and was being reasonable, I accommodated them. I didn't enforce some stupid policy just because it's the policy. I love this idea, and it happens all the time. It's like, well, that's the policy. You know, following the policy blindly, that doesn't absolve you of any guilt, okay? You remember the Nazis? The guards at Auschwitz? They were just following policy. Is it hyperbole? Yes. But the idea that, I'm just following orders, that didn't stand in Nuremberg, and it doesn't stand at the Eagle Rock Walgreens pharmacy, all right? You should be better than that. And I said to him a number of times. And he recalled her over again. Well, so as he's coming over to re-find my package that he reburied, I just start loudly repeating the tracking number. 4, 8, 9, 6, 7, 5, 5, 4, 8, 9. And he goes, can I see it on your laptop? And then I go, no, you can't see my laptop. And it was a bit aggressive, but he goes, you're scaring me. And finally, he called his supervisor again. She signed off on this policy of the tracking number, and he finally slides the package over. And I go, "Oh, are you worried I'm going to hurt you, Juan?" And he goes, "Are you making fun of me?" I go, "Yeah, of course I'm making fun of you. You're turning me into a monster." And he's just like, and then I just loudly yelled, "Goodbye, Juan. Goodbye." And I scared a lot of people at the Walgreens. But yeah, a number of times he said, "You're scaring me." But which is a complete crock of shit. Because if I'm truly scaring you, you just give me the package. Yeah. Okay, is there some blood oath you sign at Walgreens where it's like, hey, if I came in there with a gun and said, give me that fucking package, are you going to take a bullet for my wife's scarf and mittens? That was the most hilarious thing. And I tell her all the agony I have to go through, and she opens it up, and it's 80 degrees, and you're putting on a hat and like fingerless mittens that you got as some promo from your podcast.
Wow. Sean, of course, would never show up with a gun. The rest was true, though.
No, but I was saying, hypothetically,
yeah, I know.
That's
not the hill you die on. That's not the hill that your life ends on if you're a Walgreens boy.
When I worked at Quiznos and someone said, hey, I want a little more roast beef, I don't go, I have to talk to my manager. Our policy is we weigh out 4 ounces of roast beef, and I just put another slice of roast beef on and move on with both of our lives. Like, why are you... We have a certain number of minutes we experience life on this planet, and you've wasted 20 minutes of both of our lives. And I was intimidating him. He had 4 inches on me and 110 pounds. Granted, he wasn't in shape, so
giant cock.
Shout out to the
long cocks.
No, there's no way that guy had a long cock. Shout out to the Gold's E-Gym over in Glendale, making me look ripped as shit, intimidating employees left and right. He goes, to be honest, you're scaring me, sir. I'm scaring you so much that you won't give me this box of mittens that I really wanted him to call the cops just to explain, just to hear the conversation. Yeah, what's going on? I got a guy in here being angry. Why is he angry? Well, I won't give him his package because of Walgreens bureaucracy, but I'm just following orders. Fucking cops would show up and... Oh, man. You're lucky the cops didn't show up, Juan.
Top 10.
Cops would side with me.
Top 10 athletic achievement in your life?
I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, didn't touch him, and he went right in the locker.
He did. He checked himself into the locker. Say hello to Robert Mays while you're in there, Juan.
Oh.
The free roll football contest presented by BetSperts. Giving away free merch every week and $3,500 in cold, hard cash. This week's winners are... This is a two-way tie for Square Money, and get your shine box going 11-3 against the spread. Square Money, a back-to-back winner, and he jokingly in the email said back-to-back. Does that mean this week I get $100? I go, I'll meet you halfway, $75 in gear. And he said I might get something for the old lady. So he's bringing the wife into the hashtag.
Happy wife, happy life. Wise man.
What more? Yeah, you got an anniversary, a birthday coming up. Your wife would love some sweet SGP gear.
Yeah, I got the lady, the female like turtleneck thing, SGP white. Looks nice. It's sharp.
All jokes aside, my wife does really enjoy her zipper SGP hoodie.
Classy shit. Sean.
Yes, season standings.
In the season standings, I won't give you the full top 10 again this week. But Sean, you wouldn't believe it. I'm still tied for 10th place. Crushing it. Over 55.6% against the spread. I'll give you the top 3. Tied with 78 points. Mikey CP 622 and Nacho Libre 421. And in first place with a 2-game lead. Pretty impressive. Gotti 15. Gotti 15. I'm sure we're not saying that right. Sean, you're in 60th place.
All right, I'm hanging in there. I've just been annoyed at my my picks. I mean, because they're not a great week. It was actually my worst week for the MyBookie Super Contest.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sean.
Which was annoying because I'm hanging around there. I'm like top 500, and they just gave out $12,500. And why not just transition into the?
Okay.
The presenting sponsor of the podcast, MyBookie.ag. They just announced the winner. They've been doing for these super contests. They've been doing quarterly winners, and they just gave out $12,000, $12,500. It's a nice little quarterly prize there. Guy only went 17-3.
What place are you in?
I mean, that's
Sean?
good, but that's not unbeatable. The MyBookie Super Contest, I thought I was at floating around 500. I mean, again, a horrible week for me in the MyBookie Super Contest.
I went 3-2.
What are you sitting at?
1,097th place, 22 points.
So I'm 971. I thought I was top 500.
So what do you got? 21.
22.5. Ryan.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, you're ahead of me. Half point, Sean.
Yep, that's all it takes. But yeah, MyBookie.ag, they got it all there, man. Live blackjack, college basketball, college football, NBA, in-game wagering. So much action to be had right now in the sports gambling world. We got free picks and podcasts. We got you covered. So play, win, and get paid over at MyBookie.ag. Use our promo code SGP.
Can we stay talking about how awesome these contests are over at MyBookie?
Yes. I hopped in the completely free MyBookie Survivor contest because I gotten sidetracked, whatever.
Why not?
Well, I honestly forgot to enter the regular one. It just kind of, you got like 9 contests.
Yeah.
And somehow I forgot to enter the MyBookie, the Survivor one. But I entered the one that started in week 6. I'm alive and well and plugging along here. So
did you have the onions to take the Carolina Panthers? All 5. My God. So I'm also in the free one, Sean, where out of almost 16,000 people, we're down to 2,349.
Wow.
And then in the other one, the $10 one, Sean, I started with 10 entries. The field started at 9,577. It's down to 854. I still have 4 entries.
What the fuck?
All 4 were on the Carolina Panthers last week.
That's an onions play, Ryan. That's an onions play. What are you doing this week for your super contest or for your Survivor? I'm going.
Feels like the week to spread. I think I'm probably gonna have shares of the Colts.
I'm
gonna have shares of the Saints. I think in the free one I'll probably. I think it might be the week to go Colts. I do. I think if you look at their schedule,
I don't know, man. We'll get into it in a second, but Brian Hoyer in a Survivor contest. Give me Drew Brees at home.
I like the Saints. Don't get me wrong. But I think I want to diversify this week. All
right, diversify indeed. All right, what do we got here?
You want to talk about my record? You don't want to talk about my record?
Oh, sure.
On the pot. Well, 72, 60, and 2. You kidding me?
You've been on fire, Ryan. Red hot.
Me? In the BetSperts contest, I'm actually 74 and 59. So
that's onions. I'm just floating around 500. I'm waiting to. I'm predicting a strong second half. I have these moments where I feel dialed in, and then I get a little cold, and
The good news is if you played our dogs every week, Sean, you would be up. That's the most positive thing I can say about our.
That's interesting. My dog percentage is actually higher than my lock percentage, which is pretty rare. 44% dogs.
I'm going to convert that to units.
Yeah,
so we can.
That's a good unit selection because normally we're playing stuff that's sitting around 200. I mean, the last dog I hit was the Chargers 2 weeks ago at plus 175. So stuff like that can carry you.
And I went against the world with my dog.
You
went
did.
Against your lock with my dog, and almost to a T nailed what was going to happen in the game.
Yep, kudos to you.
Ran
for the
it
Ravens.
down their fucking throat.
All right, let's plow through week 9 here. San Francisco 49ers 28, Arizona Cardinals 25. We were split on this. I had the 49ers. There certainly was a chance to cover, but as soon as Kyler got the ball back at home, you knew they were going to probably drive down and get it. But that Andy Isabella throw, that was his first or second catch of the year, and it's an 88-yard touchdown that just barely went over the defender's hand.
Listen, he's small. He's got wiggle. He knows how to slide in the back door, Sean.
Well, when Cliff Kingsbury iced his defense before halftime, I thought that was a sign that the 49ers were going to cover. But Arizona came storming in the back door. And Kyler Murray quietly having a decent rookie year. And he's limiting his turnovers. Only 4 interceptions. I think he's tied for the league in lowest interceptions there for people who've played all the games. So shout out to you, Kyler.
Oh, nice. You're on board with that being a real name now. I like that, Sean. Progressive of you.
Jags 3, Houston 26. Didn't feel great about the Jags play, but I thought they would. I was surprised that they lost both games to the Texans. I thought they would win one of them. They hung around in Houston, but just did not show up for the London fans. I was shocked by that. Minshew mania is over. Nick Foles has been named the starter.
I mean, cue the X-Files music, Sean, but. No debate this week about the quarterback controversy that was about to happen.
Yeah, I thought
it appeared to be a game where they lost it on the coach's clipboard, as they say. Could this have been intentional?
I don't.
Just throwing the division to not have to have a
Doug Marrone doesn't strike me as a guy who's playing like next level chess.
No. Foursquare.
It's pretty simple. The guy you're paying $18 million to this season is going to be the starter.
Connect Four is what I meant.
And let Foles play out the season. I mean, you got to see what you have. I think you know what you got in Minshew, and then at the end of the season you can decide, hey, do we trade him? Do we trade Minshew? You got a lot of options there depending on how the second half of the season goes. Washington 9, Buffalo 24. Oh, God damn it. That number seemed way too big. We picked it at 9.5 when Keenum was scheduled to start. Haskins came in, which was a bit scary, and then ended up, I think, being the difference because I swear to God that Keenum would have got one of those red zone opportunities, turned it into a touchdown. The Redskins have gone 3 straight games without scoring a touchdown.
It's impressive.
My God, that's just horrific.
Imagine being a fan.
I almost feel pity for the Redskins fans or empathy. I don't, but I almost do because when you have a shitty owner like that, there's just no escaping it. And the Bills just kind of quietly take care of business. No one wants to give them that much credit, but
because they haven't, it doesn't.
They've played a seemingly soft schedule.
Seemingly.
Well, the 2 hardest teams they played, they lost to.
Well, I don't. Josh Allen has done nothing to convince me he's any different than a guy. He's Matt Stafford with eyes too close together.
Yeah, but the Bills can kind of cobble together enough, and he chucks up some deep balls. If he can limit the turnovers, and I know it's a very simplistic take, but that defense has some ability. They've gotten a little exposed with the running game at times, which is worrisome, I guess, if you're a Bills fan. But
they beat the Titans on the road.
That's kind of a quality win.
That's it. Other than that, they've played the Jets, Giants, Redskins, Dolphins.
They almost lost to the Jets.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
It's an interesting season for Buffalo, but they're in the driver's seat as far as the playoffs.
So crazy.
Carolina 30, Tennessee 20. We both were correctly on the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey is having himself a season. I saw this. Christian McCaffrey. We all remember back in the day, LT, the real LT as I call him.
No, Lawrence Taylor.
He had that season in 2006.
Yep.
Set the record for fantasy football points, 483.2. Right now, Christian McCaffrey is on pace for 492.8.
That just speaks to how crazy that Tomlinson season was because McCaffrey's on an insane pace where he only really had one bad game.
Yeah. And I think what is really impressive for Christian McCaffrey is he's doing it in the NFL where almost every running back is running back by committee. No one is like committing to the running game except a couple crazy people and these old school coaches. So it's shocking for a lot of reasons.
I mean, we were definitely wrong about him being
I thought
a
he would be like
pick at number 8.
But even like last year, he just didn't have this burst. He didn't have this explosion.
Well, I mean, what happened this year? Cam transitioned out of the starting lineup.
He did. He's out. Mam Newton calling it a season. And Kyle Allen, he's in there. He was one of the first time in NFL history where there are 3 quarterbacks with the same last name have gone 3-0.
Wow.
So you got Josh Allen, Kyle Allen, and then was it Brandon Allen?
Brandon Allen
in Denver, rounding out the Allen trio.
How about that, Sean?
Panthers kind of a quality team. I think again, looking to play them in certain spots.
Sure.
Not going to get too high on them. They're in a tough division, or at least it's going to be tough to overthrow the Saints. But they should be in the wild card mix. Philadelphia 22, Chicago Bears 14. Bears had 9 yards in the first half, 9 net yards. Mitch Trubisky, no confidence at all. Eagles got out to a 19-0 lead and then kind of took their foot off the gas. Chicago kind of got back in the game, but then Eagles answered with a kind of commanding drive to stomp out the air. That was in the Chicago Bears trying to breathe some life in there. This Bears team just seems to have lost all confidence. And then on the other side of the ball, the Eagles, certainly some real issues at receiver. Deshaun Jackson done for the regular season. They brought in Jordan Matthews. Has some chemistry there with Wentz. We'll see what happens there. But I think they just got to – I really like what San Francisco does with their offense, and I think is like a lot of their play calling I think would be a good match with the 49ers. Wentz is very comfortable under center. They do the play action really well. Jordan Howard's kind of been established as a physical runner. Miles Sanders, who was struggling early, he's kind of their big playmaker. So their offense has really done pretty well if you factor in that they're getting jack shit from the receiver position. And the Bears, I don't know what you do, man. I really think the move is to try and make a move for Nick Foles next season.
Whoa.
Because I think it's just, I mean, what would you do? You're the Bears GM, Ryan. What do you do? Can you walk away from Mitch?
I think I just find a bridge and walk off of it because I drafted Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. You're never going to be able to fix that. That happened. What do? You just abort, right? When you know you just abort. Just pull the ripcord.
You are not getting
Showtime Mahomes.
It's an old drop I dusted off of our good pal Billy Burr talking about Patrick Mahomes.
Showtime Mahomes.
Yeah, it's one thing to blow the draft pick, but it's another when when what you could have had is just so much better.
The fact that it's so objectively wrong and it's only been 3 years.
Yeah,
That's
and
tough.
Nagy, talk about crazy turnaround. You go from coach of the year to this. It is tough times in the Windy City.
Nice visor, bro.
Minnesota Vikings 23, Kansas City 26. We graded this as a loss for ourselves, Ryan, because we had it as Minnesota plus 2.5. But again, it was early in the week or midweek when we picked this. Quarterback was up in the air. We picked it at Vikings 2.5. Kind of a weird game.
Yeah, we still would have gotten it wrong, though.
We probably would have, yeah.
Take it like a man, Sean.
I did. I'm surprised. Kansas City's rush defense surprisingly good there, and I thought Diggs would have a bigger game, but their defense kind of played pretty decent.
Yeah, they're definitely showing us that maybe Mahomes isn't that special.
Uh-oh, Ryan, how dare you? How dare you talk about our good buddy?
Showtime Mahomes.
I mean, he's a good player, but Matt Moore is looking pretty darn good over there.
And again, it's so funny because I was on the train of Matt Moore's good. Reed's going to coach him up. They're not going to lose a lot on offense. And yet I'm 0-2 in picking the Matt Moore
games.
Idiot. I thought they'd hang against Green Bay, and I thought they would struggle with on defense. I thought the defense would struggle more, and it clearly didn't. Vikings 0-6 their last, I think, straight up and against the spread as a dog last 6 games. So interesting little trend there. You know what broke a trend? And that is the Miami Dolphins losing straight up. They won, Ryan. You gave it out as a bonus dog on the pregame Periscope.
I did.
We both like the Dolphins here. Covered the spread and won 26-18. And I think this...
Nothing like a sarcastic Gatorade bath.
I don't know if it was sarcastic.
No,
I think they rallied around Flores. The idea that, hey, they're trying to tank us, and we just won't tank.
Fuck you. We're gonna screw this up.
We got no quid in us.
What they didn't expect is for this just to be the season of the tank. I mean, the Bengals are now
they're in the driver's seat. Well, and now they've lost the tiebreaker to the Jets. It's going to be a revenge game with the 2 1-win teams to see who really locks up that second and possibly first position if the Bengals are able to pull out a victory. Pittsburgh 26, Colts 24. I, of course, as always, back in the Colts. You had the Steelers as the interesting home dog here.
Andrew Luck's gone, bro. Andrew Luck's gone.
No, but Jacoby Brissett, if he stays in the game, I still like their chances there. Unfortunately, he got knocked out. Hoyer came in relief, looked actually pretty solid. He did throw a pick six, a 96-yarder to Micah Fitzpatrick, which that's the deal breaker here. Unfortunately, we picked it at -1.5, so the field goal wouldn't have mattered for us. However, it would have mattered for my bankroll because I got it at straight pick, and Vinatieri just that looks like those guys who tried out to be the Bears kicker at that bar, and they hit a 47-yard field goal, and you get unlimited beer for the year. That's what Adam Vinatieri's kick looked like, and the guy's a good kicker, but dude, come on, just fucking retire, guys. There's money on the line here.
Give me 2 chances. Give me 3 kicks. I'm going at least 2 out of 3.
From that distance?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're insane, and you're insane because you make fun of me when I say I could do the 3-cone drill better than Drew Bledsoe, which I still stand by. Dude, you could hit maybe like a 30-yard.
All right, we're going to a field. We're getting this on fucking record. Well, how long was it? 40 what?
Oh, it was like 43 yards in Heinz Field.
Drill it. I'll drill it. Just bury it.
What are you doing being on this show, Ryan? The Bears had open tryouts. They only tried out. That's how much the Eagles are in the Bears' head. When they brought in the kickers,
I'm not living in Chicago. What the fuck's wrong with you?
They only had them attempt a 43-yard field goal where the double doink happened. The Raiders, 31. Detroit, 24. I had the Raiders. You had the Lions.
We got to get our shit going mentally.
And they did. Raiders at home. Raiders have had a very interesting season. A lot of road games, crazy amount of travel, offensive line injuries. But Josh Jacobs has looked good. Derek Carr, seemingly they got a little bit of a system for him. Their defense hasn't been amazing, but has shown up okay in spots. And, again, a non-conference road game for Detroit. Detroit has no running game post-Kerryon Johnson. It seems to be affected.
Is Oakland good?
I don't know if they're good, but they're definitely – they're super frisky. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but If they beat the Chargers here coming up, I mean, they're going to be in a decent spot for the wild card because the AFC wild cards are. I think you might be able to get in with like 8-8 with the right tiebreakers, 9-7.
It seems that way. I mean, no one's really walking away with it other than the Bills. It's so weird. They still have plenty of losses in them.
Plenty of things to fuck up for the Bills. It is, after all, the Bills. Tampa Bay 34, Seattle 40. Luckily, we picked this game at 6.5, so we got the cover there.
Ka-ching.
All over this game in DFS and fantasy. Kind of exactly how we predicted. If you bet Tampa, unfortunately, you may have got the worst of the number and didn't cover this OT, but it was one of those weird situations where if you're a Tampa Bay backer, you're rooting for Seattle to hit that field goal. They miss it. They send it to overtime. You know you're going to get jobbed. Can we get rid of pass interference replays and then just bring the overtime rule? Just run it like college.
Yeah.
Or at least let both teams have one possession, right? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the reason they'll never do it like college is because it's going to screw up stats. Like that's probably one of the top reasons why they'll never do that.
Yeah, but it's overtime, and the stats are they're so fucked up to begin with. Plus, we're the NFL. We're not baseball. Come on, like.
Why haven't they done something then?
All the stats are crazy. You know, like.
Do you ever watch college football when it goes to overtime?
It's exciting as
It's
hell.
guaranteed to be exciting. I don't know. Roger Goodell, what does he know? We told you this would be the highest scoring game on the board.
Nailed it.
This was the highest scoring game on the board.
Denver Broncos 24, Cleveland Browns 19. I think we talked about how much we like this on the Periscope as well for a doggy.
A doggy.
Broncos 3.5-point home dogs win it outright against the Cleveland Browns. Such in disarray. Baker Mayfield broke out the sad mustache. That seems like a desperate move. That seems like something I would do like halfway through an Eagles game. Just like go take a quick shower and shave off half my beard. Something to get the mojo going. This team feels desperate. The team feels so in their head. They have a tremendous amount of talent. We were just all over the fact that they weren't going to be nearly as good as people thought this season.
What's the record now, Sean?
Their record, they are 2-6.
2-6. Remember when their win total was 9?
And it was juiced on the over. It was like minus 140 for the Browns. I mean, all right, I guess. No, we were all over the under on the Browns. Locked that up. Couple 6 ways from Sunday.
Poor Baker.
Speaking of this game, Philip Lindsay. Talked to him randomly after the game. Philip Lindsay, no longer living in his parents' house.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Guy's big time in people
Where
now.
is he living now?
Seems like he's gotten some sort of apartment or house for himself.
Okay, good for him. Congratulations, dude.
Yep. Finally moved out of his parents' basement. So congrats to Phil Lindsay. Speaking of Phil Rivers coming through big. Chargers 26. Green Bay Packers 11.
San Diego Superchargers charge.
Like 90% of the public, we had the super square side of the Packers, but they got a little boost post Ken Wisenhunt. The offensive line seems to have solidified a little bit with our boy, the BTC Beast, Russell Okung.
Ooh.
Gordon got 2 touchdowns, which is unfortunate as an Eckler guy. But I did think they would be able to run the ball on them. I just was surprised that Aaron Rodgers couldn't get anything going. Aaron Jones. I mean, this Chargers defense has shown a lot of vulnerability. I mean, I guess they're getting some guys back.
Well, you saw
they played really well.
The difference was the pass rush. Their pass rush got to Rodgers in a way that we haven't really seen Rodgers get it like that. Even against the Bears, it wasn't that bad. But also, are you laughing about Rodgers getting it like that?
Well, yeah.
I have personally never witnessed Rodgers ever get it.
No,
like
whatever
that.
he does in his personal life, yeah, totally cool. It was just a.
There's
a lot of being on a sports podcast. There's a lot of
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
It's a lot of double entendres. But yeah, you're right. He looked uncomfortable. He looked out of sync.
Did you ever? I tweeted out that video of him being interviewed when he was in college.
Yeah.
And he flirts with the girl by saying, you should come watch some movies with me.
Netflix and chill.
He does. Yeah, he would have totally given it away when he wants to. He pulls out Top Gun.
He likes the friendship between the co-pilots. How bad is it if you're a Chargers fan? You have your best win of the season, a stunning upset of the Green Bay Packers, where the entire stadium is full of Packers fans, and they're talking about moving the team to London. You have your biggest win of the season, and they're talking about moving the team to a different country. What they should have been the ones that moved to Vegas, because everyone will show up for Vegas. Vegas would embrace the team.
Yeah, the Golden Knights worked. And they didn't exist before.
Yeah, perfect. And also, if you're looking to partner up with a team as far as fixing games, wouldn't the Chargers be the perfect ones? A team that's always really good, but somehow misses some crazy kick at the end. Like if
no one would notice, they'd be off the scent.
If you found out one team in the NFL was involved in rigging or fixing, like it couldn't be the Jets or the Dolphins. It's super
other
obvious.
than Adam Vinatieri, who's been involved in like 3 situations this year.
Yeah, we gotta. I think we talked about this earlier in the season, but we gotta look at his wire transactions because some shady shit going on.
Oh shit!
We already hit on this game, but Pats 20, Ravens 37.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
They got harpooned Sunday night.
Boy, I like that.
Rare primetime loss for the Pats in the Belichick era, and you see this every once in a while where a team comes in fired up. Just kind of hits the Patriots in the mouth with the perfect game plan, and then Pats fans lean into, it wasn't going to be a perfect season. Yeah, that's what we needed. We needed that loss.
That's my favorite Pats fan reaction. Thank you. We needed a loss.
Thank you. Yeah, we needed that. Okay.
That team beat your ass, you punk ass baby whales.
Tough one for the B-dubs.
Not tough for me, Sean. Had that money line, baby.
You did. Nice little doggy there. And that Sunday night game, that helped round out the streak that for just the third time since 1970, every team playing in their home stadium on Saturday and Sunday of a single week won in week 9.
Nice. Let's go to week 10.
The other instances, week 13, 1983, and week 7, 1998. Of course, that streak came to a crashing halt. The dumpster fired New York Football Giants had the back door within their sights, but oh no! Comes in there, turns it over. He's now tied with Jameis Winston for most turnovers in the league at 16. So kudos to him doing it without even starting the entire season. So league leader, Mr. Daniel Jones. Not a great showing by the defense as well. Again, they were up 9-3. The Black Cat jinxed them. Little fact here, though. Nate Solder, second highest paid left tackle in the NFL. He's allowed 8 sacks so far this year. That's 2 more than Eric Flowers has ever allowed in an entire season. So, historic season so far for the New York Giants. Kramer.
Sean, can you play the boat trip music?
Sure.
Hopefully some of my Italian friends can take old Nate out on maybe a little fishing trip.
Oh, wow.
Go after some bluefish.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Yeah, go on a whale watching expedition.
It would be a shame if he fell off and didn't return. It'd be a shame. He's so bad. He's tremendously bad.
Yeah, I didn't think he would be. When they signed him, I didn't think he'd be second in the league, like productivity-wise. They definitely overpaid, but I didn't think he would be. I mean, he's like bottom. I think he's like bottom 5 left tackle. I mean, it's like him and the kid in Denver who keeps getting holding penalties. Like, it's tough. I mean,
it's just he's just not a good football player. I think that the you just don't sign New England offensive linemen. There's fucking witchcraft going on up there.
Billy B. And
all right.
All right, before we get to
talk to me,
the Week 10 NFL picks. Bill Belichick, He's a genius. He's a guy very smart, very intelligent. A guy, Phil Belichick, if he decided to open his own sportsbook, and maybe he will one day, he's going to be a sharp guy. But he's got to find that perfect partner. In the same way that he found the perfect partner with Tom Brady, the perfect partner is, of course, Ace Per Head. That's right. They're here to help you start your own sportsbook. You ever thought about starting your own sportsbook? Hey, I can do that. All they do is find a couple customers, clients, log into the site. They help you create your own professional betting site. They update the lines. They handle all the numbers. Up to the second line movement. Wagers, they're graded immediately. They got top-notch customer support going 24/7. Some of the sharpest lines in the industry. They also have mobile gaming for your customers. Live betting. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is go to aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. If you head over there now, get started today. Come on, this is the perfect time to get things going. Get it ready for the NFL playoffs right around the corner. March Madness. And if you're listening to this, you probably know some fellow DGens. #DGens only. They're offering up to 6 weeks free. aceperhead.com/SGP.
Sean.
Yes.
Thursday night, we get the Raiders. They host the Los Angeles Chargers, where the Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite, -125 on the money line. Oakland +105, 49.5 is the total. Strangely, the look ahead was Oakland -1.5. Listen, Sean, you know what month it is?
November.
I hope I'm not stealing your point here.
No.
Last 7 games in November, they're 6-1. Period.
Who?
The Chargers. I don't know what it is. They seem to always dominate the month of November. They are now back in the race. They're playing well. They got rid of Wisenhunt. Anthony Lynn, I guess, was more involved in the situation. This strangely gives them an advantage going into this game. Only 1 game of tape on this version of the offense. Sean, I like what I saw from Melvin Gordon. I think they get Eckler involved as well. But the matchup I really like here is those receivers against the secondary for Oakland. I love the Chargers in this spot. This is lock potential.
Really?
Because
I'm kind of leaning. I'm kind of leaning Raiders.
I mean, that would be the contrarian angle.
Well,
slightly.
and it would. I just felt that this Chargers team a little overinflated off that Green Bay game. Why is this not Raiders -3?
Because the pass rush versus Derek Carr. That's why. I think what we saw, the reason for this movement, the look ahead, we saw that elite level pass rush we were expecting. I think maybe they finally figured something out. Derwin James, of course, they have missed him all year, but at the end of the day, Bosa and Ingram were getting home, period. That's what that was. And I guess it comes down to, do you have belief that Derek Carr can hold up? Well, A, can the offensive line slow down the pass rush? B, can Derek Carr hold up under pressure and not do the wrong thing? I do think Oakland's been playing well.
Yeah. I think they could kind of get Josh Jacobs going. I do worry about the Chargers' inability to cover the tight end. I think that could be an issue. Certainly the Chargers' offensive line seemed to solidify a little bit with Okun, like I've mentioned a bunch. Arden Key looks like he's out for the Raiders, and he had back-to-back sacks. But the Raiders, the right tackle, he was questionable, the cornerback, but it looks like all those and the other offensive linemen, it looked like 2 were on the edge, but it seems like both of them are going to play. I kind of like Oakland. I kind of like the back-to-back home game. I like you get a home win, and you're playing a division opponent on Thursday. I'm gonna go Raiders here. I don't have as strong of an opinion, admittedly, as you, but
I think the short week, their offensive line's not going to be full strength, and that's been part of the reason this is, Sean, blows your mind. I believe they're 5th in DVOA on offense, which is just crazy. And Gruden knows what the fuck he's doing.
And yeah, I think Phil Rivers, I don't know, there's been moments where he's kind of shown his age and kind of hovered around that cliff that these quarterbacks from his class are facing. Eli already fell off the cliff. Big Ben seemingly going to have trouble getting back from that cliff. And Phil's he's like a backpacker with like a giant pack on. He's getting to the edge there. He's had a couple stumbles. He's almost gone off the cliff. I'm taking Oakland as the home dog here. I think these teams feel really equal to me on a neutral field. And I think Oakland has somewhat of a home field advantage still.
I think they'll definitely have a home field advantage. I just, again, this Oakland secondary, I think
it feels like the public is going to be on.
It's a 60-40 split right now.
On the Chargers?
On the Chargers.
All right, I'll stick with Oakland.
But the strength of this Chargers offense has been the passing game, and the weakness for the Oakland Raiders is their pass defense. So I don't like that, and I think it shows up here on Thursday night. Sunday. Sean, we don't have any. Are we done with London for the year? Do we have confirmation we don't have to do any more London games?
That sounds about right.
Or do we have to do one more?
We'll have to text our London correspondent, Billy Bahate.
All right.
I'll look that up.
In the meantime, Kansas City heads to Tennessee, where we don't have a real line. The look ahead was 4.5. The Westgate Super Contest dropped 3.5 as the number. I think I read Mahomes practiced. Right, I think this is at this point it's a done deal.
Showtime, Mahomes.
Or has Matt Moore shown up and maybe we don't need Mr. Mahomes to rush back? We have a Mexico game, Sean.
Yeah, no more London games. Interesting stat here, and this is from @JC or J Caparoso. Ryan Tannehill, freed from Adam Gase, currently leads the NFL in completion percentage at 71.8 and has a career best passer rating of 99.7. Matt Moore, freed from Adam Gase as well, is at 60%, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 100-plus rating the past 2 weeks for the Chiefs. Now, Matt Moore, I think that's more their offense and Andy Reid. But Ryan Tannehill, I think there's something there where we're seeing maybe is this the best version of Ryan Tannehill? Now, maybe that's not a super high ceiling, but I think it's at least something to factor in.
I mean, I definitely can visualize a version of this game. And by the way, Kansas City plays the Chargers next week on Monday Night Football in Mexico. So I don't know if there's a potential look ahead here for both those teams. I don't think so.
Nah.
The Tannehill angle, I do think he's made this team better.
Yeah.
I also think that while I can see a version of this where Derrick Henry's pounding the rock and they're running play action bootleg.
I'm throwing Derrick Henry in a couple DFS lineups.
If Mahomes is back, I see no reason why this isn't just a 2-touchdown game. I'm still not a believer in Tennessee.
And the Tennessee
sorry.
cornerbacks have had real issues. I mean, and you've seen it. I mean, Kyle Allen was thrown on them. Like, I think they'll really have trouble slowing down this the offense of the Chiefs. I'll go Kansas City -3.5. But again, I don't even know. This shouldn't count towards either of our records.
What do you mean? We pick every game, Sean.
I know. I'm starting to sound like Colby.
We pick every game. To your point, Tennessee 20th against the pass, 3rd against the run. Not good when you're facing the Chiefs. Sean, Tennessee under 8, Oakland under 6. Which ticket would you rather have for the season? Tennessee under 8, Oakland under 6.
Oh, Oakland. I mean, I picked Oakland, and they have 4 wins. So I think I'm definitely.
Do they get over?
Oakland?
Do they get over?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose 8 straight here.
Have you looked at their schedule?
It's tough, but I would definitely Tennessee.
They have the Bengals and the Jets, and then they go Chiefs, Titans, Jags, Chargers, Broncos.
That was the funniest thing about
they need 3 wins. Where are the 3 wins coming from here, Sean?
The funniest thing about I don't know. It's tough. The funniest thing about the Titans fans like getting all worked up when we pick them to win like 5 games or whatever. they were like, "You're way off. This team is so much better." And they all said, like multiple people said, they're definitely going 9-7. Like that was not
like, fuck you guys.
Not winning playoff games, going to the Super Bowl. Like, well, they're 9-7.
Yeah, fuck you.
They're not going 9-7.
Under 8. Although I did say they were going to win 5 games.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm not. I'm enjoying having under 8 right now. I think worst case it's a push. Buffalo heads to Cleveland, where, is there nothing more enjoyable than watching all these Baker Mayfield commercials as his team is just a raging dumpster fire? Cleveland -2.5, -145 on the money line. Buffalo +120. 40 is the total. Sean.
Yeah.
I told you before we started recording, this feels like a very obvious week across the board for me.
Yep.
And in this spot, it's Cleveland by a mile. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns here. I think Buffalo is a bit fraudulent. Josh Allen on the road. Josh Allen against an elite pass rush. Bills against a team that can run the rock. Nick Chubb showing some of the most elusive numbers in the league. Also, best in yards after contact. He's looking amazing. I think this is the kind of game where Cleveland's going to get some wins. We talked about this. They're going to be randomly scrappy at home. I see no reason why this team should not be laying 3 points against the Bills. The record is deceiving people.
Well, the public's all over the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, thank you.
And
I hadn't even looked at that.
And call me. I don't need a flea bath. I'm hopping in with those fleas. Give me the public dog, the Buffalo Bills. I'll tell you why.
Don't do it, Sean.
The turnovers. Cleveland -8 turnover margin. Buffalo -1. Buffalo is not a good team, but Cleveland is much worse. I mean, that's the thing. You can win games in the NFL by being a mediocre team that doesn't turn the ball over, and that's what the Buffalo Bills are. Mayfield has thrown 12 interceptions. Mayfield also the worst quarterback when not facing pressure in the NFL. Not under pressure in the 2019 NFL season. Baker Mayfield, 6 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a QB rating of 75.1. Closest next to him is Andy Dalton at 84.3. But his touchdown and INT ratio is correct. I am worried about Myles Garrett, but I think the Buffalo Bills, you saw they were at their best when the Eagles were getting pressure on them, him scrambling around.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley, 3 touchdowns in a row. Can't you see Cole Beasley? Cole Beasley is meant to succeed in a town like Cleveland. His flowing locks while scoring a touchdown there. And the Bills have had issues stopping the run, but that's a very obvious game plan thing. And to me, that means that Freddie Kitchens isn't going to do it. It's too obvious. It makes too much sense for them to pound the rock with Nick Chubb and just kind of control the game that way. Odell Beckham Jr., he's going to be fired up about his touches, about Baker missing him, getting in his head. This team is the juju is just so bad.
Yeah, no,
My gut is rancid to take the Cleveland Browns. So give me the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said, but Josh Allen also perfectly happy giving the ball away. And the more I think about it, the more I want Nick Chubb in a DFS lineup this weekend, because I think they're just
not bad.
Give it to him over and over again. Again, should be 3. It's not 3. Give me the favorite. All chalk so far, Sean. Arizona coming off Thursday night.
Chalk.
They head to Tampa Bay, where Tampa is a 4.5-point favorite, -225 on the money line. Arizona +175. 52 is the total. First game in how many weeks for the Bucs? 5, 6?
Yeah. Crazy 5 weeks in a row away from their stadium.
Is this a problem? Does this mean people were out flushing out their or are they home with their wives, so maybe they're maintaining a higher testosterone level because they're not getting it. They're not on the road getting that road pussy.
Yeah, could go either way.
This is the next level shit.
That's why you tune into the podcast. Interesting story Bruce Arians shared during the press conference. They were asking about Larry Fitz and hey, what kind of guy is he? And I guess they after like a big win in Seattle, the Cardinals, they're all celebrating in the locker room, and like he's jumping up and down and like was hugging Arians or something, and he like jacked up Arians' shoulder, tore Arians' rotator cuff,
Total old guy injury.
Yeah, so he had to get the shoulder repaired, and they were joking around like, "Oh, you got to make it up to me. You got to do something." He's like, "Oh, you got a lot of cash. Why don't you buy me a car?" Arians wakes up Christmas morning, and Larry Fitzgerald had bought him a car, with a giant bow on it, signed Fitz. It just shows Bruce Arians good dude, and that there's no bad blood. So any sort of Bruce Arians revenge game, I think that goes out the window. I just don't see why this Bucks team is laying a number this big, especially with that pass defense that has just been non-existent. They're coming off the Thursday game. They got the extra rest. Jameis again up there with as far as a turnover machine. And I mentioned it earlier, Kyler has been pretty good at keeping the ball tight and not throwing INTs. They're talking about David Johnson being back, running some two-back stuff.
He is back.
Okay, with Chase Edmonds.
No, with Kenyon Drake.
Oh, Kenyon Drake.
Edmonds, it sounds like Edmonds will be out.
Okay, so that's what it was. They were talking about running some two-back stuff with David Johnson and Kenyon Drake, and I think that's going to be, again, tough matchup for this Bucks team that just can't stop anyone. Bucks are 24-52 against the spread at home in their previous 76 instances. And Arizona, they look pretty good against a much tougher San Francisco defense at times. I like Arizona a lot here.
Yeah, it's this is interesting because
Patrick Peterson on Mike Evans could slow him down a little bit.
O.J. Howard, we discussed this. He's practicing. I have a strange feeling this is the come-out party against a team that just can't defend the tight end. So on one hand, I hear everything you're saying. I don't feel good about laying this number situationally. They've been on the road for so long. They're now coming home.
Oh, wow.
And Kyler, we talked about his ability to get in the back door. This number opened. Is this correct, Sean? This opened at 6. Is that accurate?
I don't know. I honestly didn't see what it opened at.
Opened at 6. It came down to 4.5. The look ahead was 6.5. When I'm looking at this game, I don't think I would blink too hard if this was 7. I definitely would like Arizona more at that point.
Wow.
But I think there's a lot of reasons why you might want to take Tampa. For me, situationally, it's the coming home thing. They've been on the road for so long. I'm going to surprise you right now. I like fading them for that reason. I think they come home. I think that whatever edge they had from all this travel and they just back-to-back tough games that they've lost, I like taking the Cardinals here. Kyler slides in the back door in the end. I do think that Tampa gets it going. But like I said,
zigged when I thought you were going to zag, right?
I do think Tampa is going to get theirs. I just like Kyler to get in the back door again. They're down 11 late. He gets the touchdown.
Yeah, do you see up 2 scores, do you see this Bucs defense making a stop?
I just don't think you can. I mean, back to your original point, I don't know if you can lay 4.5 with the Bucs, period.
No, I don't think you can. And they've been fun. It's crazy because I did that. I did a green report where I did the NFL power rankings, but against the spread. And I actually have the Bucs pretty high up as a bet on team, even though they're 2-6 ATS. I think they've been getting big numbers, and when they are favorites, it's small. But this just feels this is kind of the exception here. I'm on the Cards for sure.
Well, I was gonna say if you look, you look at all their games, not only do they just play in 1-score games, with the exception of that Rams win, I mean, they're not crushing right now, especially at home. So let's take the Cardinals. I might come back and switch this later, but I think Cardinals is the right play. New York Giants, New York Jets. I guess they're neither team's home. This is a neutral site field. Jets are the official home team. Giants -2.5, -135 on the money line, +115 for the Jets. 43.5 is the total. Jets were the look-ahead favorite at 1.5. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. You got to check the Giants.
Yeah, you saw what
neutral
Adam.
Site. It's not a home game. It's not a home game for the Jets.
No, you saw what the. I love how you pointed out as a neutral site because neither team has a home field advantage at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, wow, just sending shockwaves.
Even though Daniel Jones is turnover machine, I think you got to take him here. Saquon, he's got to have a bounce back game. That was his worst game as a pro as far as rushing yards. I nailed it. I think this is going to be a real ugly game. Evan Ingram looks like he's going to be out. Rhett Ellison, nice DFS play at only $2,500. I think I'm going to predict he has a touchdown, so maybe throw that in the old prop creator there. Over
He's
at
definitely
MyBookie.
looked involved at time, like when Ingram's not been doing shit. They like him.
Sterling Shepard, teammates are encouraging him to take his time with the concussion.
They might IR him,
which is always a sign that the guy's season is done. And
that's a serious concussion.
Yeah, serious concussion.
Yeah, take the Giants.
Take the Giants.
Saquon's going to go off.
It's just a fade the Jets right now. You got to be on suicide watch. Teams dumping Gatorade against you after winning one game.
Although I will
8 games
say,
into the season,
the Jets. This is a big game for the Jets.
Is it?
It's little brother. That's what we got going on here.
Yeah.
So big game for the Jets, but I think the line again probably should be 3 here. It's not a Jets home game. Like,
no.
Who are you fooling? And Le'Veon Bell's hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, his knee's a little. Bilal Powell. He could be an interesting guy to throw in.
I know they're saying he's playing, but he's not practicing. That's always a little worrisome. Atlanta heads to New Orleans, where both teams coming off of the bye. New Orleans minus 13.5, minus 670 on the money line. 465 is the money line for the Falcons. 51.5 is the total. We love the Drew Brees, Michael Thomas stack in this spot. This is a big fucking number. But, Sean, what do we do? What do we know? Atlanta's trash. Fade Atlanta. Don't overthink it.
I've been overthinking this a little bit. 13.5 is a huge number.
Oh, no.
You got our boy Matty Ice back. Is this Falcons coming off a bye, going against a division rival? Is this the Falcons Super Bowl?
It doesn't matter. They suck. They suck. Dan Quinn's still the coach? Dan Quinn still running the defense.
Kamara is fully healthy. You got Lattimore against Julio Jones. That should be helpful.
Is Kamara fully healthy?
Yeah. Or, he's a go.
I know he's supposed to play, but I don't think he's practicing.
No, I think he practiced today. I'll double check that, but
I'm verifying with my sources.
Sean Payton 8-4 ATS coming off a bye.
Limited.
Yeah, so you practice. Give me the Saints, but I don't know. This feels like much more like a tease than anything I'm really going to get down.
I told you, man, this week felt pretty obvious. And so far the games we talked about, the only one where my instincts are telling me otherwise is Tampa. But that's just they're our cocaine this year. It's so hard to quit that.
This feels like the perfect time to get off them, though.
Baltimore heads to Cincinnati, where Cincy's coming off the bye. Baltimore coming off a massive victory. What could possibly go wrong as the Ravens are minus 10.5, minus 550 on the money line. Bengals plus 410. 44 is the total. It was only a couple weeks ago where the Bengals played them tight in Baltimore. I think 6 or 7 point game.
Ryan Finley's making his first career start. Andy Dalton got benched on his 32nd birthday. Not on my special day. Here's the thing about the Bengals, though.
AJ Green said he doesn't feel good, so he didn't want to practice.
AKA fuck you and your dumb team. I'm not playing for you.
I'm out, bitches. Picked up Alex Erickson in some fantasy leagues this week. Excited about that.
Bengals have won 8 of the last 12 meetings. This feels like a Super Bowl spot for the Bengals.
You mean the Ravens? Ravens have won 10 of the last 12.
Have they?
I don't. Is it?
Bengals have won 8 of the last 12.
Oh, they have.
According to Walter Football, which is what I use for a lot of these. So
that feels wrong.
Maybe a typo over at Walter Football.
No, it might be right.
I have to dig into it. But this just feels like a great Bengals revenge spot. This is a Zach Taylor kitchen sink. There's no tape on Finley. And we see these guys come in, your Daniel Jones, your Brandon Allen, your Kyle Allen, your Josh. They have first game. Especially, I think Finley is kind of a more mobile guy, too.
Can I tell you, I watched some tape on this guy. They played the Giants in the preseason. I watched the game. My takeaway, how is this guy not starting over Andy Dalton? So I look for a big game from Erickson. I'm guessing they got a lot of reps together. So Auden Tate, too, potentially. I like the way that this guy was spinning the rock, as they say. I love this spot. Forget all of that noise. I just love the spot.
Yeah, it's a spot play.
I mean, Baltimore just played. I mean, come on.
It's a Super Bowl prime time. Lamar Jackson MVP, just so much juice flowing their way. It's just a huge letdown spot for them.
Yeah, not that they're looking ahead, but they do have a big game against the Texans coming up. So seems like potential flat spot. Detroit heads to Chicago, where the Bears are a 2.5-point favorite, minus 130 on the money line. Detroit plus 105, 41.5 is the total. This has gone too far. That's a disrespectful line. The Lions are not going in the Soldier Field and winning this game. Defense steps it up. They run the rock down Detroit's throat, which is a weakness. Give me the Bears minus the 2.5. You're about to take the Lions, aren't you? And you heard all the hot fire I was spitting. You're like,
no, I mean,
good fucking points right there.
Yeah.
I was about to take Matt Stafford in Chicago.
Yeah. Lions have won 9 of the last 12. Chicago struggles with the run, but they're good against the pass, and that kind of is the perfect matchup to defend this Lions team, which post-Kerryon Johnson haven't been able to get physical, haven't been able to kind of run the ball down people's throats. This is
42 degrees.
This Bears team has to be super desperate. And again, Khalil Mack, I think, is due for some. They coming off a 0 turnover game against the Eagles. I think this defense, not what it was last year, but I think they're due for a couple here against Detroit. So I'll take the Bears here. Don't feel
overcast 42 and windy. So
yeah.
I think that it's just. Again, it should be. This is the second game where it should be, or third game actually, where it should be 3. I'm going to take the favorite. Sean, afternoon kicks. Miami heads to Indy, where this is. We think Hoyer. It's not been. Is it official? I don't think it's official.
No, I think it is. Brian Hoyer.
Can you confirm that, please?
I will double check.
The Colts are minus 10, minus 550 on the money line. Dolphins plus 410. 44 is the total. I mean, what? You can't lay 10 points with Brian Hoyer. Brissett must be playing.
Nope. Former 49ers quarterback is preparing for his 38th career start and first since he started. See, this is why it's annoying, because they say it prepares for first start with Colts. That makes it seem like he is the starter, right?
According to Sports Insights, it's undecided. Undecided. Okay. So there's.
But that's weird that they have the line out, even though it's undecided.
Does it not matter? Is that what they're saying? See, I see some.
It definitely matters to me.
Well, I see the consensus open is 15.5. So that tells me that with Brissett, this line would be 16.
Yeah.
That's incorrect, right?
Yeah, and it's weird because
Fitzmagic isn't going down like a bitch.
It's weird because Miami is like,
First of all, I ain't no bitch.
That's Fitzpatrick, man. He's hanging out with Embiid.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, God damn it, the public's all over Miami now. They've won they've covered 3 or 4 times in a row. I hate to go against Indy, but they don't have a kicker. And not having
if Brian Hoyer's starting,
you can't lay double digits with Brian Hoyer. That's the rule. So that's how I'm playing this game.
Yeah, the 5.5.
T.Y. Hilton doesn't look like he's gonna play.
Brissett to Hoyer. So the look ahead was 15.5. The opens were 15.5. Brissett to Hoyer, probably not 5 points. B, can't lay double digit points with Brian Hoyer.
Fair enough, Ryan. Before we close out the rest of our picks, time to give a shout out to our number 1 pick when it comes to virtual private networks, and that is ExpressVPN. You're a sports gambler. There's a number of reasons why you want your data encrypted. Hid away from prying eyes, safe, secure, and they keep talking. You can get the international NFL Game Pass. Tell the computers, hey, I'm actually some guy in Europe. I'm actually some German dude who's really into NFL football, using the VPNs. It's good for working around blackouts. Maybe certain software you want to use, not legal in your state or whatever. Again, I'm not an attorney. But VPN, if you're in the sports gambling world, you probably have thought of using a VPN before, and I've used ExpressVPN. I like it. I really enjoy it. I was always hesitant to use a VPN because I thought like, oh man, it's going to slow down my downloads, slow down my uploads. Got to get these, got to send these videos over to RedTube or whatever, get my upload speed going. Tested the speed with and without the VPN, both equally the same speed. So, and if you don't like it, they got a 30-day money-back guarantee. And if you use our sign-up code, you'll get 3 months free. ExpressVPN.com/SGP. ExpressVPN.com/SGP.
Great job, Sean.
I thought that was a solid read.
Yeah, no, I get mildly aroused hearing you talk about virtual private networks.
You would, Ryan.
Carolina heads to Green Bay.
You like that? You like that?
Where the Packers are a 5.5-point favorite, minus 240 on the money line. Panthers plus 195. 47 is the total. I mean, you gotta love the bounce back spot. I believe there was a bit of snow in the area. Could be a wintry mix. Unclear. I mean, do we downgrade McCaffrey out of our DFS lineups because we're looking at a game below freezing? No chance of snow during the game, but we're looking at 20-mile-an-hour winds.
But isn't that what kind of a guy like McCaffrey? I mean, 20-mile-an-hour winds, doesn't that help the Panthers?
I just think it makes it one-dimensional. So who
and who has one dimension that? I mean, if you're playing the Panthers, you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna give the ball to Christian McCaffrey, and somehow teams can't stop it. I am really worried about the bounce back side for the Packers, but I'm going Panthers here. Rodgers is 28-15 against the spread after a loss, which is a great trend. I'm going to keep an eye on Christian McCaffrey's knee, but as long as he's a go.
Cold.
Yeah.
Things hurt a little bit more when you
And I get it. Panthers are kind of warm weather, soft, but wasn't that
they appeared they don't play like a cold warm weather team.
Yeah. And wasn't that Chargers game like that first little domino? If you've ever gotten into a breakup where you're just like that one fight that kind of unravels it all, that gets the chain. It's not completely over after the fight, but it's that thing that gets things going. That's that first domino in the LaFleur Aaron Rodgers relationship.
Nope, you're missing the point. And I don't know if you saw the comments, but they went out to L.A. early.
Yeah,
you know about this, right?
I'm not recalling this, but keep going.
They went out. Green Bay went out early. Guess what? Aaron Rodgers insinuated some of his teammates might have been out partying.
Oh,
they're back in Green Bay.
Game late somehow.
Now they're focused.
Yeah,
I like the bounce back spot here.
Oh, the bounce back spot is strong, and
I still like Green Bay's defense. I think that's.
See, I think I don't like Green Bay's defense, and I'll tell you why. Because the book on how to beat Green Bay is
run the
very
ball
simple.
Down their throat.
Yeah, the two teams they've lost to. The Eagles came in, they pushed them around with their offensive line, their physical run game, and you saw a similar strategy from the Chargers.
Able to throw the ball though, competent passing team.
Who?
The Eagles.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they didn't light it up. I think what Kyle Allen's doing is like competent enough. He's no Carson Wentz, but he's doing all right.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, that's what I
24th passing offense, 5th rushing offense. Again, good luck with this. I'm very chalky this week, Sean, but to me this feels very obvious. Bounce back spot. Aaron Rodgers gets it done. The Rams coming off the bye, they head to Pittsburgh where they're 3.5-point favorites, minus 190 on the money line. Pittsburgh plus 160. 44 is the total. This is another one. Feels very obvious. Coming off the bye, Sean McVay. I mean, they're outside looking in right now. I still expect them to miss the playoffs. This is a non-conference road game, but they need this. They've been focused the entire 2 weeks on this matchup. They're playing a backup quarterback. And yet, strangely, like if Ben Roethlisberger's healthy, what is this line? Pick 'em? Like early in the season. It's a pick 'em, right?
Yeah.
I just Pittsburgh. It feels like I love that they're getting wins because I have them to make the playoffs. I have them to win the division. which isn't completely dead, probably dead, not completely dead. I just think this is a situation where I don't want to back Pittsburgh coming off a game where I have you been impressed by Pittsburgh? I think the answer is no. So I'm taking the Rams. Lay the points.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh here. I like the matchup. I like what T.J. Watt and Devin Bush are doing. I like the plays their defense are making. I like Minkah Fitzpatrick against Jared Goff to make a play. I think Jalen Samuels catching the ball out of the backfield. His DFS price now reflects that at $6,200. I think that's going to be really tough for the Rams and the public all over the Rams. Non-conference road team going West Coast to East Coast.
Yeah, they're off the bye, though. I think I agree with a lot of the situational spots, but I think I just cross it off because of the bye and because of the fact that they're struggling.
Well, I would say this for the Steelers, in the same kind of mojo that the Colts have gotten with, like, hey, we lost our quarterback, but we're still going to play for Frank Reich. These guys are playing for Tomlin, and I know he gets a lot of shit sometimes, it feels like.
For being a bad coach.
Yeah, for not doing enough, but I think he's done a good coaching job. I am worried about Mason Rudolph. But I'll take Pittsburgh with 3.5. Yeah.
This is very odd. You're the contrarian one.
Yeah. I'm feeling contrarian this week.
That
after every home team
this is very confusing.
Won and covered. You got to mix things up a little bit.
My bold prediction for this game, Gurley has a huge game against this run defense. Minnesota heads to Dallas for Sunday night football. Dallas -3 coming off the Monday night spot. -165 on the money line. Vikings +145. 48 is the total. Well, we like the Vikings at home with that defense, and we like Kirk Cousins when he's not playing at night. Give me the Dallas Cowboys. Sean, what are you going to do here? Rock, meat, hard place?
You like that?
Oh, God. All right.
Tom, if you're listening, just turn it off for a second.
Do I take the Cowboys? The Cowboys' offensive line is healthy. I think what I have going for me as a Kirk Cousins 6-13 primetime, 1-6 against the Cowboys.
Why are you even
Thielen doesn't look
this
like
down?
He's going to play. Teams that face Kansas City are 1-7 in their next game for some reason.
What?
Dak is 4-0 against Kirk Cousins. However, one trend that I'm going to hold on to, and listen, I'm throwing the pick. Okay, I'm not going to. Ryan, people come to listen to this podcast for a couple things. Insane homerism.
I'm not letting you take the Vikings right now.
I'm going to take the Vikings because Jason Garrett is 1-6 against the spread after Monday Night Football.
Oh, okay.
Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
Sean, what are you doing? Kirk Cousins in prime time.
I don't care, dude.
On the road in prime time?
Here's the thing. I'd rather lose money than pick the Dallas Cowboys. Okay?
Seattle heads to San Francisco.
I can find more money. I can make more money. I can't get my pride back. Give me the Minnesota Vikings. I don't give a shit.
The Niners coming off extra long rest Thursday to Monday. They host the Seattle Seahawks. Niners -6, -260 on the money line. Sean, 47's the total. It irritates me. I think the right side of this is the Niners, but fuck you, I'm not taking the Niners.
Niners, dude.
Remember that guy?
Yeah, we talked about this. I was on my our buddy TJ Reeves of the Three Dog Thursday podcast. He liked the Seahawks, and he said, "Try and talk me out of it." So a couple of things I brought up was Seattle's horrific pass defense, and the fact that Seattle lost their center for the season. Or
That's
at least
not good, right?
And you didn't really notice it maybe against the Bucks, but maybe you're going to notice it against the 49ers and that crazy defensive line. I would counter by saying Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson as an underdog, 21-7 ATS. Russell Wilson in prime time.
That's all this is,
18-7
right?
ATS.
This has nothing to do with the game. The Niners have shown they're the better team. We've gotten off the scent of the fact that the Seahawks can't block anyone, and this is terrifying. This could totally be just one of those games where they just mail it in, but it's Russell Wilson as an underdog. Yeah. How often do we get the privilege of playing Russell Wilson as an underdog greater than 4 points? It's not very often. I'm still not there, right? We talked about, well, we'll fade them when we get to the playoffs, right? The Niners are on the top of that fade in the playoffs list. They're not going undefeated.
No, they're not.
They're not going undefeated. The city doesn't know what to do. The Warriors suck. It's been a while since the Warriors sucked. They're not sure how to focus on this. Jimmy G's still very good looking. Russell Wilson gets it done on Monday.
What a
night.
hunk. All right, Ryan, that'll do it for the podcast. Almost.
Right there.
Got to do our Lock Dog Tease presented by MyBookie.ag, the presenting sponsor of the podcast. Use that promo code SGP. Play, win, and get paid with a sweet, sweet deposit bonus up to $1,000. For my lock, give me the Arizona Cardinals plus 4.5. For my dog, give me those Seahawks plus 210.
Oh,
letting the dogs. Every dog has its day. Okay, for my tease, interesting tease opportunities here. I'll take New Orleans down to 7.5. It's not amazing. What else is interesting here? I think wouldn't mind. Let's do a little long teaser action. Give me Oakland up to 7.5, and give me Buffalo up to 8.5.
wow, dude.
There you
Sharp.
go. Sharp as a knife.
Sharp. Well,
got,
Sean, I'll start with my tease this week.
I like it. Mixing it up.
Mixing it up a little
Like
bit.
Baker Mayfield, need to shake things up.
Need to shake things up. I'm in a tough spot with some of these teaser opportunities, but for me, Arizona to 10.5, that's got to go in the tease. Seems way too obvious. The second leg of my tease, Sean, again, I got a lot of situations where I'm not really sure what to do, so I'm saying fuck it. Give me the Bears plus 3.5.
What?
They're not
teasing
losing
over 0.
And
all right, Colby.
one more for you, Sean. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs plus. Are you gonna let me tease this one?
Don't put them in a tease. That's too weird.
It's too weird.
Because can you bet Kansas City?
Give me the
Plus
Dolphins.
2.5.
All right, give me the Dolphins up to 16. I'm happy to get 16.
What a weird tease.
For my dog, you kind of stole my dog.
We can share a dog.
But
man.
I'm willing to take a step further. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
I like that. I like them a lot too.
10 on the money line.
They're gonna make it in my my bookie super contest for sure.
Sean, I am a bet spurt at
Yes.
fading the Atlanta Falcons. They were on bye last week. I didn't know what to do. I don't give a shit if this is 13.5 points. Give me the New Orleans Saints coming off the bye.
Wow.
Oh my God!
But too square for you, Sean?
It was just surprising. You took the biggest spread on the board. It was just surprising. Yeah.
I mean, the games I liked, it was either that or the Cowboys, Sean. I figured you'd be really upset if I locked up the Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. That about does it for the podcast. Make sure you tune into the pregame Periscope. Trying to give away $100 cold hard cash. All you got to do is retweet our tweet for the vote for your favorite lock between us and Billy Bahate and the Colby Dant. Give us a check us out. Heading up to Pullman, Washington. Not to next week already.
Wow.
Programming
it's
note.
here.
Programming note too. I think we'll be doing the podcast could be a day early next week. So stay tuned for that on social media, or just you're already subscribed.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Set your DVRs. You're already tuned in. You're already a part of the program. You've made it through the entire podcast. You must have liked it. You must have enjoyed it. It's completely free. We're not trying to hawk you on some pick service. Just check out the sponsors. But again, scoop a little coal into the old free content train by leaving an iTunes review. Always appreciate those 5-star gems. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Let's go, Bengals.
Kramer. Let it